Hey guys, it's Brian and Earl. Today we're going to talk about relocating your battery. We're going to use this Nissan as an example. So typically you'll find the battery in one of the front corner areas in the engine bay. Most likely you're relocating it to make room for intercooler piping or something like that, or maybe you just want a cleaner look, but we're going to go over some of the basics to make sure that you're going to do it correctly. So this car is not the best example because it is missing the factory fuse block because we're doing a PDM chassis harness for it. So typically what you would do is you would repower your fuse block from basically the starter terminal. So you're going to be powering a couple things from the starter terminal. One will be our wiring harness, which is, we'll have a ring terminal that's labeled battery plus. The other one will be the factory fuse block. And the last connection that you will have there, besides the main battery cable, is going to be your connection to the alternator. So you're going to have a few wires on your starter. You want to make sure that the engine is grounded very well to basically like a unibody chassis rail. So on this rail down here, there's some threaded holes underneath it. I would make sure you ground your motor to it very well using a 4-gauge cable, most likely. Now, to the battery, I'm recommending that you would run a 2-gauge power cable. So you're going to run that from the starter location all the way to your battery in the trunk. So this car does have the battery in the trunk. Nothing is hooked up yet, but it's important that you use a nice thick cable. I recommend a 2-gauge. That's what most of the factory BMWs are as well. So this is just a tentative location for the customer's battery. They're going to fully decide on what they're going to do with it. But so you're going to hook up your 2-gauge cable from your positive terminal. It's going to run all the way through the vehicle up to your starter. As far as the negative goes, I'm going to recommend you have at least a 4-gauge cable again. And instead of doing just to a sheet metal area on the car, I'm going to recommend that you actually bring it underneath the car and bolt it again to the frame portion of the car's unibody. So hopefully that will help you guys with any problems that you're having relocating the battery and make it a little bit easier for you.